Hi there, Rusty Drift RC here. Today I'm going to be showing you my Sears Lobo Turbo Fan Airboat, and I'm also going to be changing out the electronics to something a little more modern. Okay, it's kind of neat here because I've noticed it's pretty good size boat, and it comes with a 540 motor. And when you open it up, there's just 4 screws to hold the cover in.
Battery will sit right there.
Okay. And that cover just comes right out. And inside here is kind of neat. This is from back at the time when there was kind of a difference between toy grade and hobby grade electronics. It was kind of blurred a little bit. This is definitely a toy grade, your receiver board and 5-wire servos. But it is kind of nifty here, kind of neat because it's got 2 servos and a mechanical speed control instead of controlling the motor directly from this board like a lot of other ones would have back then. Alright, first thing I'm going to do here is got to remove the old electronics. I'm going to start with the steering servo that runs the rudder. Just going to take the servo horn off, and okay, got 4 screws that hold that in place, and a standard servo will fit right inside there, right in the same mounts. I'm going to be using an old Futaba, but you can generally get, brand new servos relatively cheap for like $10 or so. I'm going to be going ahead with an old LRP ESC that I had laying around, and Fly Sky receiver, because those are, again, $6 brand new if you've already got a radio, or you can they have cheap Fly Sky radios for $30. If you don't have an ESC laying around from something else, the Hobby Wing 1060 is a decent option. It's relatively cheap. It's usually $20 to $25 if you're looking to do this on the cheap. Okay, now that servo's loose, okay, I'm going to just disconnect the antenna wire here, because that's not going to be needed with the new receiver. Okay, and then I'm going to take the old MSC, their mechanical speed control, and the other servo.
It looks like they bolted, the servo is bolted down through this mechanical speed control. Uses the same screws going through.
Lifting that up and out of there. And then this switch should slide up out. And these motor wires, you can cut them cut them pretty close. I want them as long as possible. I'll probably still extend them later. Cut the motor wires from the ESC. or from the mechanical speed control here. And there you go. It's all removed. Alright, now I've popped the old servo horn off that wire here, and I've installed a new servo horn, one that'll made up to my new servo. Then I've got gonna go make sure that this was centered first before we go ahead and install it. I'm just gonna go ahead and place it in the original position. And use the old screws that from the old 5-wire servo. You could probably get away with just 2 screws diagonally, but I'm going to go ahead and put all 4 back in since it's got 4 mounting holes. And in the boat, just give it a little more strength anyway, just because. Okay, once you get those screws mounted, you can put the servo horn on. And again, the servo's already been centered. Make sure your steering is centered. And just wherever the splines line up, that's where it's going to go. And just make sure you're using the appropriate screw for that servo. Alright, now you're going to want to attach some bullet connectors to the motor wires. I went ahead and extended these a little bit so I get a little better reach into my, for my ESC. I'm going to go ahead and plug in the motor wires to the ESC. And you're going to take your receiver. You want to bind this either before or after. But plug your servo wire in. The ESC wire. Okay. And then you're going to mount those to the you're going to mount those inside the boat. Okay. To mount them, I'm using some double-sided tape. And you're going to try to mount, you're going to want to mount the ESC somewhere where your battery wire will be able to come up and in through the notch here for the where the battery tray goes. Usually probably want to mount it off to the side, maybe where that other servo was for the mechanical speed control. And your receiver, really anywhere it'll fit. Okay. And you're going to want to make sure all the wires tuck through there where they're supposed to. And you're going to want your switch mounted either where the old one was or somewhere else accessible where you can reach it. Okay. Okay, and at this point you're going to go ahead and close everything up. Tighten every little screws down, and you're ready to hit the water. Bigger.